Hi guys, Mark Devoe. Welcome to this channel, welcome to A Conscious Time, and welcome to this video on how to master fear. You don't. So if you're new to this channel, we discuss all things navigating this world through the eyes of awareness, dropping judgment, dropping guilt, biggest pivotal changes that you'll have in this life. What's the point of this channel is to bridge pragmatism with spirituality. So it's very, we chat about things that are quite very abstract, very out there seemingly. Everything is ultimately spirit manifesting as form or materialism, and this is a channel that is not too airy-fairy and out there that you can't take pragmatic steps or tangible takeaways. This is to apply and in every single sphere of your life that is going to ultimately benefit you, from success to peace to harmony, to release, ultimately to release and release from fear. Most of us, majority of the world is living in fear. This, you could debate me on this, you could go and verify this for yourself, but any iota of and I've mentioned this in a couple of my other videos, anything short of the peace of God is ultimately fear. That's our highest calling, is to get that peace of God that surpasseth. That's it. I think I got that. All understanding. And if you are operating in a little bit of anxiety or fear or anything, you're living, well, any anxiety, any form of anger, I should say, you are living ultimately in fear. The world is operating mostly in fear. Having said that, I mean, we are created in the image of God, and we are perfect and whole in this present moment. We've just got to peel away that fearful layer, to which is illusory, which I'll unpack now, to let love and the peace of God that is within you now, that is all powerful and all pervasive, I think, if that's the correct word, in that, to give you that release. And that can be in work, relationships, whatever you're striving for. It will affect every single aspect of your life and give you strength and energy and everything to do that, what you need to do, guided by the Holy Spirit. Let me jump into this now. So how to master fear. So you don't master fear. And this is based on Course in Miracles, Neville Goddard, and it's a nice maybe follow on from my previous video talking about dropping the ego, dropping the root of suffering, because the ego and fear are linked. They are one and the same almost. Ego is the separation, as I've mentioned before, from God, from source, from creation, and it's the separate illusory thought system, me, myself, me, myself, and I, and it's separation, it's fear, it's demise, it's always worrying, and it's fearful. So I'm just looking at this, my computer, as I always do, just keep me on track. So this goes hand in hand. How to master fear, and you don't master fear. This goes hand in hand with where your energy flows. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So whatever you are focusing on, that is where your energy is going to go. So if you are fearful and you are operating in that energy realm, and it's energetic, you can actually feel the shift. When you are in peace, it's an energetic, peaceful realm. When you're in fear, it's energetic, and it captures you, for lack of a better word. So where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if you are trying to master fear, you are now giving fear power, because fear is ultimately an illusion. As I've mentioned here before, fear ultimately does not exist. It is an illusion. God created out of love, which is truth and extension. So love is extension. So fear is what we created through the separation from God. So God is everything. God is source, creation. Everything comes from God. Without him was nothing made that was made. That's John 1 verse 1, or chapter 1 verse 1. And we created fear, or the illusion of fear, from the separation from God, which is our illusory form. We have never separated from God, but it's an illusion that we think we have actually separated. And through that process of separation, we have created fear. So God actually hasn't created fear. God created everything perfect and whole. We are whole in that present moment. So, but we have created fear through that, and we believe in fear because we are now creating that fear. So I hope that is making sense. Love is truth. There is no fear. I've said that. and I've mentioned, if you live in fear, one small iota, that is the ego. I've mentioned that as well. So, and now you can let go fear in the present moment, because everything is in the present moment. Ultimately there's no future and there's no past. Everything happens in the present moment. So you actually have release in this moment from whatever situation you find yourself in. So the point is, you can release yourself now, guided by the Holy Spirit, letting go of fear, dropping that fear, trying to shift that energy into whatever the case may be. Ultimately, Spirit-led is the best way, but however you can shift that fearful state of energetic. From a symptom point of view, it might be breaking that thought pattern, going for a run, meditating, etc., just to break that fearful thought pattern. So it can happen in this present moment, right now. If you are overwhelmed right now, and as I've mentioned before in some of my videos, I come from a very, let's say, dark background in terms of fear and anxiety. So I know all about fear and anxiety and living in that energetic, oppressive realm. So, and I know what it's like to live in that peace of God as well. My point is, so again, just to reiterate that, peace is in the present moment, but for some of us it might take practice. So use time accordingly. That's what time is ultimately there for. It's for a learning process. So yeah, some of us need to practice these things that I'm talking about, and this will be based on your level of awareness. So what I'm saying now might resonate fully, or it might resonate at a later stage. Again, I always say to this, don't take my word for it. Go out and verify these things by corroborating and experiencing these things. Ultimately, you experience these things, and you cannot take that away from you and your experience. So take my word for it. Practice these things. You will see the result, the cause and effect. You are ultimately, well, God is the cause, but you are the cause, and the effect comes afterwards. You are not subjective. You are not subject to the world. You are ultimately creating subjectively, or if that's the word. You're not subject to the world. You are ultimately the creative power. That's my point. But it takes a level of awareness to understand that. Okay, and I mentioned this is based on A Course in Miracles and Neville Goddard. So this goes back to, you can't operate in two energy realms, or you can't operate in fear and peace. One is truth, one is illusion. Fear is an illusion, as I've mentioned before. Peace is truth. Love is truth. Love is all encompassing. So fear is ultimately not the opposite, but I'm not going to go down that road. Ultimately, the point is, you cannot operate in two spheres. And why I come back to Neville Goddard is because he talks about assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So he's talking about manifesting, and I hope this pertains to what I'm talking about and helps a little bit, but that basically means assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, which Neville Goddard talks about. So if you are fearful, you are assuming that wish fulfilled, and now your future is going to be fearful. So it's almost like a repetitive cycle of fear breeding fear. So you've got to actually break that cycle, and now when you step into your peaceful realm that is your natural inheritance, that your next step in the future will be peaceful. So I hope I am tracking and making a little bit of sense there. So walkaways or takeaways, pragmatically, if you just want to summarize this, it's fear isn't an illusion. You can drop that at any stage. It seems real because it has an energetic feel. But at the end of the day, going back to the title of this, how to master fear, you don't master fear. And I actually forgot to read this from A Course in Miracles. This is quite applicable. It has already been said that you believe you cannot control fear because you yourself made it, and you believe in it, and your belief in it seems to render it out of control. Yet any attempt to resolve the error through attempting the mastery of fear is useless. In fact, it asserts the power of fear by the very assumption that it need be mastered. So it's almost like where your energy flows, where your focus goes, your energy flows, because now you are trying to master fear. You're giving fear power, an illusion power. You just need to know it's an illusion. So the true resolution rests entirely on mastery through love. Okay, so mastery through love. So I hope that tracks. So just to go back to end this video off, and a takeaway is, don't go try and master fear. Live in love. That is what God has given. It's extension. It's wholeness. It's that peace. It's kind of, the love is beyond the scope what we're talking about now. But the point is, don't fight or master fear. Walk in love, and realize it is an illusion. Okay, so I think I've tracked everything there. And that's it. I hope this has added massive insight, value. Let me know your thoughts, sharings, questions, whatever you would like to share. And if you find it adds massive value, please like, share, subscribe, and go out there and test these practices, and you'll see the rewards and the effect. So may this add massive value. We'll check you on the next one.